Namaste. I would like to point out a few funny errors made by Mr. Chakkilam venkaTesh, who calls himself a Vedanta Acharya, about rAmAnuja's commentary on a certain Bhagavad-gIta verse. You can see from the screenshot what the verse is. Avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinashamavyasyasya na kashchit kartumarhati. Now, uh, he starts with the verse itself, and he claims okay, the verse itself is straightforward. It says the Atma, which is indicated by Yena, is indestructible, because it pervades everything in reality. So far, we are in 100% agreement with Mr. Uh, Vedanta Acharya Chakkilam venkaTesh, as well as his supposed master Shankaracharya. No disagreement there. Now, he claims that the Gita directly speaks of non-dual Satyam as the individual self, which is in line with the whatever. Okay. Now, if you look at this verse, Avinashi tu tat vidhi yena sarvam idam tatam. Now you see the use of the word yena and the word idam. Now, the very fact that you're using two words to indicate two different things, it shows that those two things are different. They are not the same, not at all the same. Otherwise, why would you use yena and idam to indicate two different things? You are indicating the Atma, and by idam, you are saying everything else, right? So there is a difference between yena and idam. So here itself, he blows up. He claims that Gita directly speaks of non-dual Satyam as the individual self, which is in line with the Upanishad teaching Tattvamasi, etc., etc. But this verse itself contradicts what he's saying. Yena idam. There are two words indicating two different things, right? So this so-called non-duality is already blown away. All right. Now let us see what other funny mistakes he makes. The verse established the oneness of Jiva with Ishvara, where I don't see any Ishvara there. He admits, and the initial statements he made indicates that he takes Yena to refer to the Atma. Where is Ishvara here? That is funny. This person, this gentleman who calls himself a Vedanta Acharya, he claims that this verse establishes oneness of Jiva with Ishvara, and Adi Shankara makes it explicit. I don't know how does this verse indicate this unity between Jiva and Ishvara. I don't see any reference to Ishvara at all here. Okay, that's his. We can leave it to his imagination. Now he makes many other funny errors. Let us continue. Okay. So, Adi Shankara makes it explicit that the reality that pervades everything is indestructible because it is the substance of all phenomena, transcending all distinctions based on Upanishad statements like Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. There is no scope for anything apart from that. Okay. So, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is the extent of this Vedanta Acharya's knowledge of the Upanishads, it seems, because he claims that there is no scope for anything apart from that, since only that pervades all, everything. Since only that pervades all, everything else has to be outside that, but that. Okay. Now, first of all, this Vedanta Acharya says Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Upanishad statement Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is what is being referred to here, right? By Yena Sarvam Idam Tatam. Okay. So he thinks that Brahma is the only thing which pervades all this. But if he were a proper Vedanta Acharya, as he claims to be, he should know there is another Upanishadic statement, very famous one, from Chandogya Upanishad. Let me educate him about this. Anena jivenatmana anupravishya namarupe vyakarvani. Chandogyopanishad 6.3.2. Okay. Anena jivena atmana anupravishya namarupe vyakarvani. This is what Ishvara says. Now, when Ishvara says, by this jiva, I will do anupravesha of everything which has name and form, right? It means that even the jiva pervades everything. So, yena sarvamidam tatam need not refer to Brahma. It can refer to jiva simply based on a Upanishadic statement. Now, did Ramanuja make up, was Ramanuja the author of Chandogya Upanishad? Oh, was it Ramanuja's dogma that Chandogya Upanishad represents? If that is the case, he should admit that he is not a Vedantacharya. He is following a non-Vedantic system, and he should, if he is interested in calling himself a Vedantin, he should convert to Ramanuja's parampara. Okay, so uh, here in this part we have revealed how his knowledge of the Upanishads is inadequate. He doesn't understand what Ramanuja understands, what Vedanta Deshika understands, what Chandogya Upanishad clearly states, that everything is pervaded not only by Ishvara but by jIvas as well. Okay, now that is the crux of his misunderstanding. He doesn't even understand what Ramanuja is saying. How is Jiva Sukshma compared to everything else, right? Everything else in the material world, like Shastra, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and so on. Now, he claims that Ramanuja tried tied to a sectarian doctrine. Well, he himself is a sectarian, committed to something called Shankaranadvaita, a very twisted form of Shankaranadvaita, which claims that Shankara was Shanmata Sthapaka. So he is a sectarian himself. Well, anyway, I don't know what sectarianship has to do with any of this, but let's go on. He claims, okay, let's see what he thinks Ramanuja says. He claims that the self pervades the body due to extreme subtlety, ati sukshmata, and equates this pervasion to an individual soul pervading its insentient body. Okay, first of all, does Ramanuja say this? No. Ramanuja is very aware of this Shruti I just mentioned. Anena jivenatmana anupravishya namarupe vyakarvani. So as far as Ramanuja is concerned, the class of jIvas pervades everything which has name and form in this world around us. Not just an individual body, but everything. For example, this computer, the sword, the beard on Mr. venkaTesh Chakkilam's face. Some jiva or the other pervades everything. And this is not Ramanuja making anything up. It's what the Chandogya Upanishad says clearly, as I have demonstrated. Okay, so we have shown that while trying to dismiss Ramanuja as being wrong, he has not even understood what Ramanuja has tried to say. He could have looked at Venkatanatharya's sub-commentary on Ramanuja's commentary and understood. But I don't know why he did not do that. So anyway, because he doesn't even understand what Ramanuja is saying, his dismissal falls totally flat. Okay. Now, extremely subtle. Okay, ati sukshmata. Now, jiva is sukshma because it pervades everything, every material thing. That's what Chandogya Upanishad says. Now, doesn't Chandogya Upanishad clearly state that the Atma is sukshma compared to everything else, everything which has name and form? Yes, it does. So that's what rAmAnuja is saying. And if you look at the verse, avinashi tu tadvidhi yena sarvamidam tatam. You see? Uh, so, uh, because the Atma indicated by yena pervades all this, like a Shastra or Agni or whatever which may be used to attempt to destroy the Atma. It is subtler than that. So it cannot be destroyed. That's what rAmAnuja is saying. I don't see a problem here. Only Mr. venkaTesh Chakkilam's misunderstanding. Okay. That can only mean one reality is present in all, and that is the self. Fine. Okay. Who is saying that there are multiple realities? We are not Advaitins. We are not saying there is Vyavaharika Satta, or that there is something called a Paramarthika Satta, where there is a Nirvishesha Brahman. Okay, so why is he even saying that that can only mean one reality is present in all, and that is the self? Okay, that's already admitted. It is some self which pervades everything, and all selves are subtler than all material things. That's what it says. And the self is not an individuated soul trapped in a body. Okay, this is him speaking his misunderstanding of Shankaran Advaita. So, I don't know where he gets that from, but anyway, so what we have done so far is we have shown that most importantly, Mr. Chakkilam venkaTesh hasn't considered all Upanishadic statements such as the Anupravesha Stuti from Chandogya Upanishad, and he has not even understood the fact that rAmAnuja happens to have this Shruti in mind when he says that Atma is subtler than everything else. And therefore, because he doesn't even understand what he's trying to dismiss, and because his understanding of the Shrutis, the statements from the Vedas, is incomplete, limited to the things he mentions there, like Tattvamasi, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. His dismissal or attempted dismissal of rAmAnuja can't be taken seriously. Thank you. Namaste.